number 1, Caitlin Ochana. Contestant number 1, Caitlin Ochana, can you tell us a bit about your creative wear, please?
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Contestant number 1, I am Caitlin Ochana. So, inspired by the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Today, I'm wearing a bandeau top with a stylish shorts made out of my old prom dress. The reason why I chose these colors because it's bold, vibrant, and it caught my eye. When you go to a store, like Primark, H&M, Gucci, even Louis Vuitton, the first thing that catches your eye is color. But as consumers, where do we know where these colors come from? Fast fashion is one of the most damaging industries to our environment. Uganda in particular faces challenges as they strive to create sustainability. Lack of sustainability, unfortunately, is explicitly shown. Chemical dye damages the environment as well as health. Exposure to chemical dye can result into respiratory issues such as asthma, bronchitis. More exposure can result into cancer. Fortunately, Uganda is doing something to amplify their sustainability. Replacing chemical dye with natural resources like flowers, plants, trees, minerals, and bark. So, yes, this is bold, bright, and beautiful, but it's a beautiful mess. This, unfortunately, was made with chemical dye, so I'm wearing this as a warning. Chemical dye is extremely damaging to the environment, and we should do something about it to protect our community, our Uganda, our world. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, in her creative wear, let's all please welcome contestant number 2, Teopista Nakitende.
I'm going home to Africa to feel the love in Africa. I'm going home to Africa to feel the love in Africa.
Contestant number 2, please tell us something about your creative wear.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Teopista Nakitende, and I'm contestant number 2. We were asked to put together an outfit using the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. These are terms that many of us have heard right from primary school. As a woman going into the field of engineering, it is important to conserve and protect the Earth's natural resources. By repurposing old items of clothing, I have put together this outfit. I used an old top, an old pair of jeans which had ripped, and my mother's chikoyi. Many of us in our community practice a form of reusing clothes, where we pass clothes down to our younger siblings or our younger cousins. Some of us even pass our clothes back home to be worn by others. My top half, I used an old top and simply put it off the shoulder and attached it to a chikoyi. The chikoyi is a material or a print specifically known that Ugandan women wear under the traditional wear, the gomes. To put together my denim skirt, I used an old pair of jeans and cut down the seam, opening it out to turn it into a skirt. I tried to make the chikoyi look like it was coming out of the bottom of the skirt, as it's traditionally worn under Ugandan women's clothing. I very much enjoyed this challenge, as I previously upcycled clothes to the point of it becoming a hobby. It also inspired me to come up with a new idea. If I was to be crowned Miss Uganda UK 2019, I would wish to put together a social group where we can come together and upcycle old clothing, where we'd sew and practice our stitching skills, which I believe are skills we've lost in our households. By doing this, we can help less clothes enter landfill sites and hopefully make a positive impact on the environment. Thank you.
Let's give it up one more time for contestant number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, now introducing contestant number 3, Rainey Kakoza.
She says she really grew up poor like me. Don't believe in nothing but the Almighty. Just a little jeans and a pure whitey. She never dreamed forever be nobody wifey. She walk I mean a pretty but your heart is a miss. Play you like a villain cause she caught in a way. Tonight I am walking away. 9 to 5 mine and a grind. Tonight I might fall in love, depending on how you hold me. I'm glad that I'm calming down. Now let no one come control me. Keep dancing and call it love. She fights it by falling slowly. If ever you are in doubt.
Contestant number 3, please tell us what has inspired your creative wear.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name's Rainey Kakoza. I'm contestant number 3, and I'm here today to talk to you about how fast fashion is ruining our society and our environment socially and environmentally. So I'm stood before you today dressed in Indian lace. It's unsustainable. It's taken from my prom dress. My bottom half, many of you Ugandan women and men will recognise it as a chikoyi, which was passed down to my mother by my grandmother. And by the end of this talk, you'll understand how this is the solution to eradicating some of the problems that fast fashion causes. Fast fashion is when we take things such as marketing, creativity, innovation, and we produce them cheaply and quickly. However, that comes with problems such as child labour. We get global warming from, the production of clothes that are made overseas. They come over, and it all adds to our own individual carbon footprints. So we can learn from our forefathers in Uganda that used materials such as bark cloth, which is biodegradable, and so we have a positive impact on our environment. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 3.
Oh, me brown skin girl, that skin just like pearls. Your back against the world. I never tried you for anybody else. A brown skin girl, that skin just like pearls.
Ladies and gentlemen, in her creative wear, please let's welcome contestant number 4, Claudia Balungi.
Nabila balu balu baby. Naomba mina wewe tu. Achana balu balu dale. Nalelia nalelia. Sina balu balu baby. Nataka mina wewe tu. Achana balu balu dale. Kutoka tulipokutana sijawahi kufikiria tutachana, lakini tulipopendana ueleweki unaniumiza sana. Upendo gani na sikuoni baby, upendo gani upatikani hani, upendo gani.
Please tell us what has inspired your creative wear for tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Claudia Balungi and I'm contestant number 4. Could I start off by saying you're all looking very smart and very beautiful. Today I'll be speaking about reduce, reuse, recycle, the 3 R's, and how I incorporated them into my creative wear. I'll also be speaking about the disadvantages in fashion and also an advantage of creating your own wear. I've used the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, to recreate a jumpsuit. I've used my mom's gomez, forming the top half and the back of my jumpsuit. I've also used my old 6th form skirt, forming the left front of my jumpsuit. I've also used my brother's African print shirt, forming the front half of my right leg. I have also reused my denim dungaree as an embellishment to the top half of my jumpsuit. You see, if I had bought this jumpsuit from any retail shop, there would have been significant harm to the environment. If I take my gomez, my African print shirt, and my 6th form skirt, they're all made out of cotton. Cotton uses a large consumption of water. It also uses pesticides which are released into the soil, which causes problems when it comes to food growth and food harvesting. The denim parts of my jumpsuit also uses a larger consumption of water compared to cotton. Denim undergoes series of chemical washes called acid washes. These are not only harmful to the workers, but they release chemical runoffs into our water, which not only affects us, but affects the aquatic life. I would also like to raise an advantage of creating your own creative wear. The advantage being that when you create your own wear, it allows you to use part of your brain called the frontal lobe. This part of the brain is responsible for creativity. And if we don't use this part of the brain, it begins to shrink and destroy itself. It's very important to keep this part of the brain very active, as it helps us in our elderly age where our brains become more prone to mental illnesses such as dementia. As women, we are responsible for birthing good things into this world. So allow me to reinforce this idea of reduce, reuse, and recycle. I have reused, recycled, and reduced my mom's gomez, 6th form skirt, my brother's African print shirt, and my denim dungaree to recreate a jumpsuit. The same way that we leave an inheritance for our children, let us leave a better world, less damaged, in the name of fashion. Thank you.
Can you give it up one more time for contestant number 4?
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for contestant number 5, Jarwa and Subuga.
Everybody get your motherfucking roll on.
shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let a thing loose, girl, in so long. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been peeping what you bringing to the table. Working hard, girl, everything paid for. First, last phone bill, car, no cable. With your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright.
Contestant number 5, please tell us more about your creative wear.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Harrison Sugah, and I'm contestant number 5. In the beginning of July, working alongside the Uganda team, they set us the challenge to incorporate the 3 R's: reuse, reduce, recycle in the creation of our creative wear. I'd like to take you through the process of mine. The top half of my dress is the first dress that I bought from the British Heart Foundation, a charity that I have been working for the last 7 years. It not only incorporates the 3 R's by reusing and recycling items donated by the general public, but it reuses them by selling them out again to the general public, and most of its profit goes to aiding heart disease and treatment for it. Did you know that the fashion industry is the second most polluting industry in the world? My dress alone is made from cotton and velvet, and just growing these plants, it uses 16% of the world-produced pesticide. Pesticides are a chemical that have been linked to heart defects, dementia, and chronic heart disease. My dress was made from Asia, where most of the fashion industry produces most of its products. They use workers that work in small unsociable environments, long hours, very hot places, and it has been linked to tragedies such as the Rana Plaza that collapsed on many, many workers, killing over 1,300 people. The bottom half of my outfit, I again incorporated the 3 R's by reusing 3 dresses that I bought in Uganda. I never actually got to use these dresses, as in 2016 when I bought them, I gained a lot of weight. This has been something that I have struggled with for the last 2 years. It made me feel very insecure around my peers. I often didn't go out with friends because I didn't feel very good and I didn't love myself. But I stand in front of you today fully embracive of every part of my body. I'd like to inspire anybody else going through a similar struggle to stand tall and love every single part of them, imperfect or perfect. The middle section of my dress is made from a chikoi that was passed down to me from my mother. I wanted to incorporate a little bit of my heritage and my love for my country. I would like to conclude by also setting the challenge for every single one of these audience members to also incorporate the 3 R's in their lives, simply by donating items to any charity shops in your area so that you too can reuse, reduce, and recycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Jara. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for contestant number 5.
In your reflection, without a follow, without a mention, you really piping up on these niggas. You gotta be nice for what to these niggas? I understand. You got 100 bands, you got a baby bands, you got some bad friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, in her creative wear, please let's welcome contestant number 6, Nisha Killam.
Possess opportunity. Mr. Ability. Possess opportunity. Comes once in a lifetime. In a lifetime.
This year real ragamuffin dancer that we fling. It's a ting-a-ling-a-ling wicked thing that we bring. Bada bing, burst back shots we go sling.
Contestant number 6, please tell us what inspired your creative wear for tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Nisha Killam, and I'm contestant number 6. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to the head judge, Jose Hendo, for giving me this opportunity to make this outfit. In doing so, I was able to incorporate the 3 R's, being reduce, reuse, and recycle. The first part of my outfit is a lesu. A lesu is an African material, well, East African material. So what I did was I used an old vest and a lesu to make my top. The bottom part is a skirt that I had a long time ago, and what I did was I used my daughter's old baby clothes to obviously show motherhood, and some denim, old denim, to show that I'm a bit edgy, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so I just believe that we should look after our environment, not just for us, but for future generations to come. If we do that, we'll be able to live in a safe environment, and which will obviously be good for us. And in addition, I would like to ask all of you to go home and to try and do what I did, because in that way you'll be able to reduce your carbon footprint the way I reduced my carbon footprint. Thank you very, very much.
Amazing, give it up for contestant number 6.
Get the wheel and steer. I feel it's opportunity, it goes to clear, but it could have take forever. Bridging, best beware.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing in her creative wear, Tapia Tessa. Would you like to tell us more about your creative wear?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Tapia Tessa, and I am contestant number 7. This dress is representation of growth, empowerment, and my journey into womanhood. The dress that I'm currently wearing is an alteration of my mother's wedding dress, a symbol of love and passion. Being able to wear this dress here in front of you all not only gives me a sense of gratitude, but a sense of happiness. Our challenge was to reduce, reuse, and recycle an old garment of clothing and turn it into something new as a way of acting against fast fashion. Fast fashion is one of the world's biggest pollutants. Not only are the cheap and easy to use fabrics such as polyester and acrylics contribute to our global warming, but so do clothes that are dumped in landfills every single year. One way to act against fast fashion will be to use organic fabric such as bark cloth as opposed to non-organic fabrics, donating to charity as opposed to throwing the clothes away, or even doing what I have done and getting an old garment of clothing and turning it into something new. Clothes such as wedding dresses, despite their glamorous appearance, do have a negative impact on our environment due to the amount of material used. In this challenge, I incorporated 2 of the 3 R's by reusing my mother's wedding dress and reducing by using the exact same material. Something like fast fashion to many of you may seem like an insignificant issue, but if we all work together and try and move to a more eco-friendly environment, we can help and save our planet. Thank you all so much for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome contestant number 8 in her creative wear. Contestant number 8, you are looking extraordinarily creative tonight. Can you please tell us a bit more about your creative wear?
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Ashlynn Barozzi and I'm contestant number 8. I was set the task of creative wear, which had to follow 3 elements. These are reduce, reuse, recycle. When set this challenge, I was amazed at how many clothes I had in my wardrobe that I could use to make a whole new outfit, but had never considered before. Having this mindset, I thought to myself, why don't I make an outfit out of an item or material that I've never thought of before? This is when I thought of wrapping paper. Wrapping paper is used all year round, whether that's for birthdays, Christmas, or Valentine's Day. But what do we do with it afterwards? Did you know that the UK as a whole, we throw away an equivalent of 108 million rolls of wrapping paper a year? Some do try to recycle it, but it's extremely difficult as wrapping paper is often dyed and laminated. Therefore, landfill or incineration are the only options. The wrapping paper used in my outfit was collected from when I visited a disabled school in Uganda and gave out a few presents. My dress used to be my mother's, and on it are wrapping paper as well as chicken feathers. My wing as well as my tail are made from chicken feathers, wrapping paper, as well as net and wiring from my grandmother's wedding dress. My grandmother was my absolute role model. She looked after me while my mum was here in the UK. She was kind, caring, and always put others before herself. She did so much charity work, taking in orphans, as well as looking after children that didn't have school fees. She used to have a poultry farm, and you could tell it was her hobby because she'd wake up at ridiculous times, such as 4 or 5 a.m., just so she could feed them. She honestly is my role model, and I'd be happy to be half the woman she is. Thank you. My outfit, the chicken feathers, are a few weeks ago when we were in Uganda at her last funeral rites, we had the remainder of her poultry farm. Seeing the chicken feathers running about, like just hanging about, I thought I'd honor her by making this outfit as well as saving the environment. Chicken feathers are the waste product of the poultry industry and can create a solid waste problem. They can decompose, but they take a very long time, especially if it doesn't rain in a country such as Uganda. Therefore, making an outfit like this was the next best thing. Feathers have always been in fast fashion and have been in fast fashion for centuries. There's always been debate about the ethics behind them, and that's due to issues such as live plucking. But since these feathers were already available to me, I decided to make a whole new outfit that would definitely be seen wearing again at Carnival or another event like that. So, in conclusion, reduce is the chicken feathers as well as wrapping paper. Reuse is my mother's wedding dress as well as wrapping paper. And recycle is my grandmother's net and wiring. Thank you.
Contestant number 8, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing contestant number 9, Catherine Zeta Pope.
I wanna know, you wanna know, they wanna know. Let's shut them up, let's make a scene, let's play along. I wanna feel the way you feel, how do you feel? Let's take it slow, let's spend the night, let's keep it real. And these emotions, tell me, do ya see us going all the way? And I'd be lying if I didn't say your
Contestant
name.
number 9, Catherine, please tell us a bit more about your creative wear.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Catherine Zito Babali Pope, and I'm contestant number 9. Thank you. Let's talk about the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Today, more than ever before, these 3 words are essential for the upkeep of our planet, but so rarely do people apply them to their day-to-day lives. Why? Because they prefer the 2 R's, rest and relaxation. Please raise your hand if you like to rest and relax. I'm sure more of you like to rest and relax. Put up your hands. Okay. Keep your hand raised if you reduce, reuse, and recycle. Banange, that's not many people, but that's okay. We're all going to be learning together. To think about the planet, to think about global warming and climate change takes hard work. The hard work to be consistent, the hard work to care enough, and the hard work to put in the effort. And that is what each article of clothing represents: hard work. My skirt is made up of ties from some of the hardworking men in my life, my father and my uncles. This colorful patterned skirt is an example of reuse. There are so many ways that we can reuse. If you would just look into your closet, you could find so many articles of clothing that you no longer wear, that you've outgrown, but these articles of clothing are valuable to other people. This part of my skirt, right here, is made from bamboo tree. I didn't even know until I embarked on this challenge that trees are extremely sustainable and can be used for reuse. And there are other aspects that you can think of. There are big retailers like Levi's and H&M that are willing to give you vouchers if you donate your clothes. And even if you want to be kinder, just go down to your local charity and donate your clothes for free. My sleeves are made up of my grandmother's work uniform. She was a nurse for 45 years, and during those 45 years, she either walked or took the bus to work. She reduced her carbon footprint. All of us can do this in different ways. We can find eco-friendly ways to help the planet. For example, unplugging devices. I don't know how many times my mother has told me to unplug my iPhone. Until this challenge, I didn't know how relevant it was, but from now on, I'll be unplugging iPhones, laptops, the microwave, anything. Just unplug it and help the planet. And last but not least, my shirt. This shirt has the names of all the Ugandan tribes on here. As all Ugandans are hardworking, they represent you. We have Baganda, Tesso, so many names here, because I know that we can all reduce, reuse, and recycle. Paper is recyclable. There are so many different types of paper that we come into contact with every day. On the tube, you read the metro, you can recycle that. Catalogs, junk mail that comes through your post. It's limitless, and we all have the opportunity to do it. So let's put in the hard work. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in her creative wear, please let's welcome contestant number 10, Nabila Panga.
Sharp pain in my arms and legs, feet, palms and chest, calves and head, breathing levels decreasing, feeling like my pulse at an end. Still air in my lungs, I must breathe, feels like no one's here, it's just me. I'm in a room full of people, yet no one feels pain but me. This feeling's insane, trust me, wish you could feel my pain, it cuts deep. No white lies, stop turning a blind eye and try find the time you must see. Our people been suffering so much and our own peers weren't taught about it. This pain's been hidden for too long, now it's time that I talk about it.
Contestant number 10, please tell us something more about your creative wear.
Thank you for your question. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges and special guests. My name is Nabila Panga, and I'm contestant number 10. Today, I confidently stand in front of you wearing a two-piece made of an old hospital bedsheet, which, well, an old hospital bedsheet. It's mainly made of cotton, and my top is made of mainly cotton and polyester. It's just an old top I found in the back of my wardrobe, to be honest. But to the outfit, I added my nightgown, my hospital nightgown. This gown is very significant because it was a gown I wore back in 2012 when I had my first ever surgical procedure. Now, as the judges and the audience briefly take in my outfit, I would like to use this moment to answer another question that hundreds have been dying to hear. Why I, a Muslim girl, why I, a daughter of a sheikh, joined Miss Uganda UK. As soon as thank you. Thanks. As soon as words went out that myself, Nabila Panga, was contestant number 10 in the Miss Uganda UK pageant, phones were picked up, not to screenshot my picture and vote for me or to congratulate me, no, but instead they all called my father, reporting me. How dare she, they said in disgust. Has she forgotten you're a community leader? But during the duration of these phone calls, no one cared to ask my father, how are you holding up, Sheikh? Because that same daughter they were reporting was currently lying on her sick bed. Once again, that same daughter that they were reporting was down due to her sickle cell anemia. They all picked up their phones and called my father in disgust, and none of the people who called my father reporting myself cared to call me and check on me and ask, how are you holding up, Nabila? I wasn't angry once the news got to me on my hospital bed. Instead, I was rather disappointed, knowing that this is the community I live in. And still, they ask eagerly, why did she join Miss Uganda UK? I joined Miss Uganda UK to bridge the clear gap that still exists in our community. I joined Miss Uganda UK to raise sickle cell awareness and use my brand, Weren't Born Rich, which I started at 15 to create youth empowerment. And I joined Miss Uganda UK to have fun the few days that my sickle cell spared me excruciating pain. Now, I try to always see a positive in all my negative situations, and I've tried my best to put this to other youths and support other youths. When I stand here and tell my story or speak of my sickle cells, I don't stand here for pity. No, please don't pity me. I stand here so that the youth that can't stand here can see me and hopefully will come on this stage next year. And I'm not here to guilt trip anyone. I don't want anyone to think that I'm doing too much and they're doing less. No. I'm here to be a shoulder for the youth to cry in, because I understand that I am not the only one suffering my demons. I would like to thank you. I would like to thank the head judge, actually, for setting the Creative Wear Challenge, because it is this challenge that got me thinking about my speech. And as I was writing my speech to explain about the 3 R's and recycling, I realized that would be amazing. But then I thought I would rather let one of the other girls give us an amazing speech about recycling and creative wear. But I knew that if I don't use this opportunity and don't use the platform that I have been given now to empower other youth, I would have failed myself and it wouldn't be right for me. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 10.
Releasing all this hidden pain, trying to find a way, put a smile to mask the pain. No longer will I hold this.
Okay, and that brings us to the end of the creative wear round. How did you find it? After hearing all those speeches, who are our favorites at the moment? Caitlin. Number 1. Okay. I'm hearing a lot of noise, but don't worry. Don't worry, for those of you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in the crowd who are still undecided, the ladies will be coming out again, okay?